What's up, everybody? Sadly, I'm here. I'm not sad about doing another show, but it's very sad. Sadly, I'm here to do another tribute show, wrestling tribute show. One of the all-time greats. One of the all-time greats. The guy was in his prime in my era of watching wrestling as a young kid. The guy left a big impact on me. The guy is one of my favorites to watch. One of the best big men ever. Rest in peace, Big Van Vader. Vader has passed away. Sadly, he has passed away. Only 63 years old. He deserved to live a lot longer. He should have lived in the 70s or 80s. So, before I start the tribute, well, this is the tribute, part of my tribute. So rest in peace, Vader.
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
That is always a great theme song. Great wrestling theme song that Jim Johnson made for Vader in his WWF run. So just very sad Vader has passed away. I know he had heart surgery. Or he did have a major surgery recently. I think it was heart surgery. Anyways, his son went on his Twitter account and announced that I believe about 9-10 hours ago, 11 hours ago, his son announced that sadly his dad has passed away. 63 years old. I mean, so many stories and articles on Vader's passing. ABC News, Sporting News, CBSSports.com, some website called the R.I.P. I mean, he wasn't just a big star in the United States. He was a big star all over the world. Big, huge star in Japan. Vader is probably more over in Japan and probably had a better run in Japan, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Vader probably had a bigger career in Japan. The only way he kind of could top what he did in Japan was when he was WCW World Champion. I believe 2 or 3 times. So anyways, I mean, just so many news stories have reported that Vader has passed away. ESPN dies of heart failure. I was wondering what was the cause of death. It says he dies of heart failure. Very sad. Just tragic. Because he was only 63 years old. This is very sad. It's a very sad day for wrestling fans. For fans of Vader that got to see him in his prime. Very sad. I actually did get to see Vader live at a couple live events. WCW House Show in 94. I also saw Vader at a WWF House Show in May 97. I also saw Vader at Over the Edge 98. So I'm very grateful I got to see Vader live. Wasn't in his prime really in 97 or 98, but it was still really cool to see him. So, in my opinion, Vader debuted. First off, he debuted. This is a tribute to Vader. The wrestler Vader has passed away. Big Van Vader has passed away, sadly. This is my tribute to him. He debuted in 1985. Started working for the AWA from 85 to 87. And then he worked for a lot of companies. Then from 86 to 91, he worked for a company called Catch Wrestling Association. Worked for New Japan Pro Wrestling from 87 to 92. Was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. That's really historic. That Vader was IWGP Heavyweight Champion and WCW World Champion. Worked for UWA, worked for WCW, returned to New Japan Pro Wrestling in 1996. Worked for the WWF, debuted in the Royal Rumble 1996. Actually also worked for All Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah in 1998 and 2000 until 2002. Actually worked for TNA, Impact Wrestling, not very long, but he did appear on Impact in the early days. I believe it's 2003 or 4 on their pay-per-views. Every Wednesday, they would have weekly pay-per-views. Vader actually got to return to the WWE in 2005, I believe. 2005. Cyber Sunday. He actually had a match with Batista. I believe it's Batista. It was like Batista trying to run the gauntlet. He took on Vader. He took on the coach. And I don't remember who else. And Vader also returned, I believe, for Raw 1000. He also returned. And Vader also returned and appeared at the Hall of Fame where Stan Hansen was inducted. I think 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, I think. I know Vader inducted Stan Hansen. I'm pretty sure he did. Anyways, Vader, the guy had a great career. The guy did a lot. Not just in the United States, not just did he do a lot for WCW in the early 90s. He was their best heel WCW had. Vader was the best heel in the early 90s WCW had. He had epic feuds, epic rivalries, epic matches with Sting. I mean, epic matches in a rivalry with Cactus Jack. His two best feuds of his career, my opinion, probably is Sting and then Cactus Jack. He had good matches in WWF. He had good matches with Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane. But Vader's, my opinion, the best of Vader. You want to see the best of Vader? It was when he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, late 80s, early 90s. And is when he's in WCW in the early 90s. That is the absolute best of Vader, when he was at his absolute best. No, it's just sad. I can't believe I'm talking about it, that Vader is gone. The guy was only 63. Very sad. Vader will be missed by millions of fans. Millions of his fans. probably be missed big time in Japan. Hopefully, New Japan Pro Wrestling does a tribute for him. Hopefully, WWE does a tribute for him and puts a Vader collection of his best matches on the network. Just what I'm most upset and sad about is last year, 2017, and this year, 2018, WWE, you could have put him in the Hall of Fame while he was still alive. I'm sure it meant a lot to Vader to be in the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame. I'm sure Vader wanted to be in it. Mick Foley was really trying to push to get Vader in the WWE Hall of Fame because, like, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, a doctor told Vader, you only have 2 years to live. So, it's just tragic and really, really pathetic. WWE and Vince McMahon, that you couldn't put Vader in the Hall of Fame in 2018 or 2017. Hell, Vader should have been in it in 2004. When you brought the Hall of Fame back, first year of it, 2004, Vader should have been put in the Hall of Fame then. Long overdue. He's still not in the Hall of Fame. He better be next year. But the saddest part makes me sad, makes me angry that Vader will not be able to appear at the Hall of Fame to accept going in and make his induction speech. He won't be able to appear because he's no longer with us. WWE, you really dropped the ball. You really messed up. You really, really messed up. You could have put Vader in the Hall of Fame years ago. You should have. You damn sure could have put Vader in before Coco Beware. That's all I'm going to say. Vader doesn't need the WWE Hall of Fame, but the guy deserves to be in it. So as I said, Vader did great things in New Japan, great things in WCW. He won the IWGP Championship. I'm trying to look up who he defeated. So Vader won an 8-man tournament and was declared the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He was the first non-Japanese wrestler to hold the title. I thought Hulk Hogan was IWGP champion. I thought he was the first. I don't know, non-Japanese wrestler. Anyways, also Vader had a great feud and rivalry and matches with Stan Hansen in Japan. They had epic matches at the Tokyo Dome. In February 1990, Vader faced Stan Hansen, got his eyeball knocked out of his head. His eyeball was knocked out of the socket, and it was hanging out because him and Stan Hansen beat the crap out of each other, and it was that physical. Stan Hansen knocked his eyeball out. And then Vader just had swelling and around his eye. It was nasty looking. So this was February 1990. Vader Stan Hansen was All Japan Pro Wrestling versus New Japan Pro Wrestling Supercard. So before Vader entered the ring, Stan Hansen actually broke his nose with the bull rope. And then during the match, I don't know why I was so stiff. I guess Stan Hansen liked to work stiff, and Vader wasn't going to back down from anybody. Anyways, I'm trying to find where I was reading. During the match, they exchanged a lot of stiff punches. Stan Hansen intentionally, by accident, poked Vader's left eye with his thumb during the match, which caused his eyeball to pop out of its socket. After removing his mask, Vader in New Japan wore a mask. Late 80s, early 90s, he wore a mask. After removing his mask, Vader pushed his eye back in the socket and was holding it into place. Unbelievable. And Vader continued wrestling Stan Hansen, and it was a no contest. So as a result of that eye injury, Vader was required a metal plate to be surgically placed under his eye. Anyways, Vader, who was IWGP champion, competed for WCW, made his WCW debut at Great American Bash 1990. And then he started working basically full time for WCW 1991. Won the WCW World title, Great American Bash 92, defeated Sting. Won the WCW World title for a second time, defeated Ron Simmons, December 92, at a WCW house show, live event. And then Vader had an epic reign as WCW World Champion from December 92 when he won it. For the second time, he would hold on to it for a year. Basically, a year title run. Vader would hold on to it for a year and drop the title at Starrcade 93 to Ric Flair, where Vader brought the best out in Ric Flair. He had a great match with Ric Flair and had great matches with Ric Flair. Vader had a really good series of matches in 93. Vader had a pretty good feud, and I thought they were good, entertaining matches against Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, at Slamboree 93. They had a really entertaining match. They also had a match at a Clash of Champions. And just Vader had a great career. Guy had a great career. He's one of the all-time legends in the wrestling business. Vader, you will not be forgotten. You were one of the best big men ever. Vader was also a part, not just of wrestling, he also was a big star. Made an appearance in the early 90s or late 90s. Made an appearance on the TV show Boy Meets World. I forget the character's name. The kid, the really fat kid that was in high school with Corey and Sean. Anyways, the fat kid's father was played by Vader. He was in Boy Meets World when he was in WCW. And then when he went to WWF in 97, he appeared again on another episode of Boy Meets World. So that was very cool. That was really awesome that Vader appeared on Boy Meets World. I was a big fan of that show. I watched every episode. So anyways, Vader, he didn't just appear and wasn't just a big star in Japan and United States, all over the world, but he also was a big star on TV. He's part of Boy Meets World. And Boy Meets World was a pretty big show. Got really good ratings in the 90s. So ESPN.com did a story. Leon White, that's his name. Leon White, best known as Vader, during his time in the world of professional wrestling, died Monday at the age of 63. It says a Twitter post on Wednesday morning from one of Vader's children, his son. Also, Vader wasn't just, I almost forgot to say this. Vader wasn't just a big star in wrestling and on Boy Meets World in Hollywood, but he was also in the NFL. He was also a great, great college football player. Was played in the NFL on the LA Rams. I don't know what year I can get the year, but God damn it, not the St. Louis Rams. I hate St. Louis, by the way. I've been there. I do not like it. The people are not nice people. Anyways, I also really dislike the St. Louis Cardinals, but it's about Vader. So Vader won a Super Bowl, has a Super Bowl ring with the LA Rams. Actually won a Super Bowl. I believe he might have been a rookie when they won the Super Bowl. But sadly, Vader had to stop playing in the NFL, I believe, because he had really bad knee injuries. So Vader, the guy was a great, great athlete. He got to play in the NFL, and he was a great professional wrestler. Also, Vader's was a really nice guy. The guy was always really nice. I don't think any wrestlers have a bad thing to say about Vader. I don't. All the interviews I've seen him do, the guy seemed really nice, like a really nice person. I don't believe if a wrestler has anything bad to say about Vader, I will attack them on Twitter. So, anyways, goes on to said his father Wednesday morning. Vader's son said his father has died of heart failure after battling being sick over the past month with a variety of heart issues in recent months. He had open heart surgery in late March. So sad. Anyways, I'll go on. Said Vader has spent more than 30 years in professional wrestling, one of the most iconic looks in the history of the business. I agree. The guy was a monster. Vader had it all. He had the it factor. He could work. The guy could do a moonsault. For being 450 pounds, Vader would do the moonsault. I mean, he would basically do this off top rope, moonsault. Insane. And Bam Bam Bigelow, sadly, has passed away too. I believe 10 years or 11 years ago now. Bam Bam Bigelow has been gone. But him and Vader were tag team champions, I believe, in New Japan. I believe they're IWGP tag champions at one point. And Bam Bam and Vader both of them would claim they were the first to do the moonsault. I believe Vader was the first to do it. I believe Vader did it first. I believe he did it first in Japan, and Bam Bam started doing it. But whatever. But Vader, the guy, had a great look. To be a monster heel. When I was a young kid, I was scared to death of Vader. He had that mask that was opened, just had an awesome look. Really, really intimidating. Vader, one of the most intimidating wrestlers ever. Really intimidating. Definitely, Vader looked like he could kick some ass outside the ring. Says Vader got a lot of success first wrestling in Japan, where he became IWGP heavyweight champion in the late 80s. Los Angeles native, Vader started wrestling in the United States in 1990, but before that, he was in the AWA. Again, WWE Network, please do a tribute to Vader. Put a whole bunch of his matches in a collection from AWA, WCW, WWF. I would like to see that and watch it. Have a tribute show on the network. Have some of Vader's best rivals be interviewed about Vader. Mick Foley could be interviewed. Sting, Flair, a lot of guys could be interviewed. All you got to do, WWE, Vince, pick up the phone and call them. Say, I want you to be interviewed on the network for a Vader tribute. And Sting respects Vader. Mick Foley respected him. And I'm sure Ric Flair did too. And everybody liked Vader. Again, before he started his career in pro wrestling, Vader was a 2-time All-American center. University of Colorado. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams in the third round of the 1978 NFL Draft. He was part of the Rams Super Bowl. Super Bowl 14. He was part of the Super Bowl 14 roster before knee problems brought his NFL career to an end. Again, Vader was popular outside of wrestling. Outside of football, Vader appeared on Baywatch in the 90s and Boy Meets World. So I just want to say, Big Van Vader. Vader. Leon White. The man they call Vader. It's Vader time. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Vader. Hopefully you're in a better place now, because you were pretty sick. So hopefully you're in a better place. And my thoughts go to your family. My thoughts go to your family and friends. Tonight is a sad day. Sad day for pro wrestling. All pro wrestling fans that have a brain should be sad and mourning the loss of Vader. One of the all-time greats. One of the all-time great big men ever. One of the all-time great heels. Monster heels. There will never be another Vader. Never. Never be another Vader. He had the look. He had the talent. He could do it all. I just want to say Vader should have been WWF World Champion when he was in the WWF. He should have been. But he wasn't. I'm not going to say why I think he wasn't, but he wasn't. Rest in peace, Vader. Leon White. You'll be really missed. Really missed. And I just want to say I'm very grateful that Vader's entire career, except for Japan, his entire career of work you can watch on WWE Network. I'm going to watch a lot of Vader matches the next couple days. And I will remember Vader as just being one of the best big men ever. Bye for now, everybody.